We'll be starting momentarily. I'm just getting a last thing set up here, and then we will begin whatever bullshittery we're going to begin with. All right. Okay, let's get into this. And of course, just as I'm adjusting the volume, the song ends. So I think it's gonna be good. We're gonna find out. Whatever, we're gonna find out. When I'm supposed to like look at the audience, I always look down at the chat, but I should be looking at the camera because that's what you're seeing with the eyeballs and all that stuff. It is the players are starting to feel the weight of what is happening and realizing that they may have to stop it or die trying. What? That's the first chat. What are you talking about? Thank you for watching at Cryptid RPG. What? Good day. I said good day. Zeal Zaddy. Are you referring to something I don't know what you're talking about, or did you stroke out? Again. I don't know. What? What did you say, boy? All right. Yeah, so I got some like grunt work to do for the Void Home stuff. I might actually there's more above that. There is? I just started streaming. Did I miss something? 1 second. My Magnus Archives campaign. I thought yours is the first chat that I saw. 1 second. Did Restream fuck me up? What are you doing, Restream? Oh my god, I didn't even see these original chats. What the fuck, Restream? Yeah. No, the first one I saw was you saying that one. I was like, oh, God damn it. All right. So apparently there's been a conversation going on already in YouTube, and it just took like a hot second for Restream to be like, oh, there's people. I guess we should let them know. Cool. Well, I see it now. But your Magnus Archives campaign, it's really heating up. Oh, it's getting hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hey, Hill Hobbit on Moonbeam. Thank you for the 200 moonstones. Much appreciated. Yeah, so today, much appreciated. I am live on Twitch, YouTube, Moonbeam. Choose your poison, whichever one you want to do. I don't care. I am obviously streaming on the Curse You technology. Curse You. I'm obviously streaming on all three. The Moonbeam has been fairly fun so far. I am excited for when, because MCG did that Kickstarter where they're going to pay us. I am excited for when I get said pay. Maybe I should stop futzing with the camera, because I can set up those community servers that I want to set up and some extra giveaway things that I want to set up. I've got a lot of things. Basically, any of the money that MCG was going to be giving me for the Moonbeam Kickstarter thing was pretty much going right back into the community, because I'm sitting all right. I'm not wanting for anything per se, as far as this stuff is concerned, and I think it'd be cool to just feed it back in and then do some cool shit with people. Crossing the streams, very brave. Once again, I don't have Moonbeam set up on the unified chat because they're not in Restream yet, but once that is a thing, it would be super nice to have all of the chats into the one chat. I'm assuming they're not on Restream yet. I didn't actually check, but we'll find out. How's the audio levels? Was the music too loud compared to my voice? I do have side ducking on, so it should quiet a bit when I speak, and of course it changed the song, but yeah, not yet. Not yet. Soon. But I really like the social components that are getting snuffly. Social components that are in Moonbeam. It's pretty dope, the fact that we can still chat and interact and stuff like that. If Moonbeam starts taking off, I can totally see the other platforms, well, maybe not YouTube, but Twitch being like, hey, we could do that, and then they'll try to steal it. But I mean, if anything's going to make Moonbeam stand out, it's the fact that they've got that extra social stuff, which is going to make everyone more discoverable, and the fact that you can do the groups and blah, 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 blah. I don't need to make this a Moonbeam commercial, but it's pretty dope so far. I've been enjoying it, so. But today, we're going to talk about TTRPGs, the Cypher System, and basically all the everything. So one thing I would like to state, let's bring her up here. Could have I don't know, set this up ahead of time. Definitely enjoying Void Home. Lots of the rule systems are going to help out in the Cosmic Horror campaign. Just wait till you see the next version of it, which we will be finishing the last of what I need to do for the last playtest today, and possibly even start doing throwing it into a layout live on stream. Wait till you see the next bit. It's we've got a whole bunch of new toys for you to play with. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, okay.
The Lord of the
Oh, god damn it. Go away, commercials. Okay. So. One thing I do want to mention. Let's go here. So Bob World Builder just did a his second big money TTRPG on Kickstarter and backer kit and everything like that video, and I was happy to see, if we can jump to it, that Cypher System was he ranked as the number 5. Although I think he missed some stuff because he said only like 8 million, and considering Cypher's regularly been raking in like 2+ million on each of the Kickstarters, I feel like it's been more. But nevertheless, that means that it's up there. Cypher System is one of the most popular RPGs, according to like the numbers, which is pretty fucking dope. So that's pretty neat. Unfortunately, he didn't have much to say about Cypher System. He's only played it once. It was on my YouTube channel, and due to a snafu, I don't believe he ever got the books from Canuck Games or anything like that, because that's another story. But he unfortunately didn't get anything from them, so he doesn't really know much about it. He never really got into it because he just kind of got ghosted. So he didn't really know much about it. So he's just like, Cypher System, yeah, and then he moves on. But nevertheless, it's in there. That's pretty dope, and I'm glad that the one time he got to experience it was on my channel, and he did say he had fun. So I mean, that was the important bit, right? So we'll see. Anywho, I thought that was pretty cool. So head over to Bob World Builder's channel. He's a super chill dude. It was very fun to play with, very creative. Him and Nerd Immersion definitely tried to ruin the game on me, but in a good way. Glad we're getting over the little bump. I'm very excited to see what's come. Yes. Yeah, the little bump. We are getting over that. But the last things I need to do here is we're going to finish off the abilities list. So what I've been doing is I've just been going through and just cleaning up the abilities list. It looks kind of shitty now because this is just the raw text. It's not formatting. This is just the raw text document. I've got 2 of them because I've got the one that people are helping me assist with for editing, and then the master document. So this is the master document, and then once I bring this over to the editing document, we are then going to start doing a bit of layout stuff, which I think some of you might find interesting, especially if you've ever considered making some content of your own. The layout template I'm making not only has the layout for Affinity Publisher, but it will have sort of guidelines in it. And then the layout will be made available because, I mean, once again, I've mentioned this before, Void Home is going to be open for anyone to make if they want to make Void Home content. It's my baby, and I've made the core of the setting, and I'm going to obviously expand on the core of the setting, but I want it to be like our baby. So if you have anything you want to make in it, I've already know of at least 2 people that are making stuff in it. Zeus Legion has actually I think he's already done a couple of playtests for one of his adventures for it, which is like an adventure / mini supplement, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's going to be open, and that includes the trade dress, which if you're not familiar, trade dress means the formatting of the layout. Hey, Quick, how's it going? So I want this to be everyone's baby. So I'm going to stop saying baby because it's making me feel funny because it makes me feel dirty. We're moving on. No. Anywho, yeah, let's finish the rest of this stuff. Baby? Did he say baby? Yes, this is fucked up. Anywho, I've been cleaning up. Let's clean up the rest of these abilities. Well, I chit chat about what I'm doing. Oh, god damn it! Quick. Stop. This is gonna be a thing now, isn't it? Yeah. I wanted to talk about where I'm going after this because obviously, so I'm a big Cypher stan. Void Home is in Cypher, although eventually I actually would like to. I'm going to do all the world lore in a system agnostic separate book. If you've backed me already for Void Home, don't worry. If I do anything like that, you're gonna get the everything. You guys are helping me out, so I'm gonna make sure you get the stuff. But in the future, for future people backing me, I want to make a system agnostic version, and I wouldn't mind making some other open systems, like maybe like a year zero engine version or something like that. Considered even making a version using, we want more of like a Vagabond system, or like a system like Vagabond, maybe use Vagabond, something like that. I definitely need to try writing some horror stuff for Void Home. Yeah, fucking give her. Like I said, we'll get into this as soon as we're done the abilities, but I'm gonna have a layout if you want. I mean, you can do your own trade dress, your own layout. I mean, give her. It's pretty open. My in the license thing, the only thing I say is just like, you can't just reprint everything, but you can reference it and you can expand upon it. And of course it's under the open license as well. And then once everything has been locked in and we're pretty sure the abilities are good and we're to the final version, Old Gus is also going to be doing an SRD for Void Home in the same style as he's done for the regular Cypher system. So the core rules stuff, none of the world lore stuff or anything, you have to get the book if you want that, but the core rules stuff and everything will be referenceable on yeah, that's a word, on an SRD. So yeah. However, as I mentioned, I want to branch out a little bit as well. I mean, I love Cypher System and it's taken me this far, and I'm definitely not dropping that system. It's my favorite system. I wouldn't actually mind if I could play it a little bit more in physical tables. Mostly played it digitally, unfortunately. As my Thursday group is still on Dungeons and Dragons 5e. Gotta get them to change over. God damn it. But say la vie. Say la vie. I would like, woo, 5e. You shut up, Quick. Quick's in that group, by the way. I don't hate 5e. Like, I have certainly played worse systems, and yeah, 5e does have flaws. Every system has flaws. I just hate the company that produces it, and I don't want to give them. And I dislike running it. That's true. I dislike running it because there are other systems that are just far easier to run. To be perfectly honest. Baby steps. Baby steps. How far behind is Moonbeam right now? Interesting. Interesting. Anywho, let's do this. So, Cypher, Fate, Kids on Bikes. Yeah, those are all good systems. We've had a lot of real good fun with those. Moving the group to Cypher. Yeah. Yeah, I like the narrative systems. I am okay. I haven't shown any of it off yet. We're going to show something off. We're going to do a thing. Actually, we're going to show a couple of things off. Okay, first of all, and this is, you're not going to see a lot of it because it's not just my project. But so this one is Paradigm Shift. I'm doing this one with Alpha Dean and Old Gus, and this is just nothing but like guidance and optional rules for Cypher. And it's going to be completely free. So this has like my alternate like rolling system for Cypher and like things about how to do like narrative conflicts and like my condition system that I actually might redo this. I'm not sure I'm going to keep that or not. But like a bunch of things. Forge system is going to just rip it from Void Home. And then we got advice and stuff from Old Gus. Like here's my advice article is lengthier. I think Old Gus is still working on his as well. Oh yeah, it's chunky. So that's one of the things we're working on right now is is this bit. But also, if I can find it, a few more. Nope. Where'd you go? 1 second. Gotta find where I put it. I need to organize my shit a little bit better. Okay. It is still heavily work in progress, although there's more done on it than you'd think. But and I'm gonna rename it. I don't like that name. But I have been working on my own RPG, which is just taking like some of my own ideas, some of the things that were spurred forth by Voidhome, as well as all of my favorite RPGs that, you know, a lot of them have like narrative mechanics and stuff like that. So it's like my own shit plus a mixture of like Cypher and Fate and Powered by the Apocalypse and Year Zero and like a bunch of shit that I like, sort of inspiring me to do things in certain ways. And yeah, I started making my own system, which it's a D6 system, and the way this kind of works is you get momentum dice, and let's go here. So you roll action dice and fate dice, and what it is, you get momentum dice. Basically, the way the initiative goes is when the round begins, you choose whether you're going to be on initiative phase 1, 2, or 3. So you get a number of momentum dice equal to the phase that you choose. So if you decide to go early and you want to go in phase 1, you're only going to get 1 momentum die. If you want to wait all the way until phase 3, you're going to go last, but you're going to get 3 momentum dice. And each momentum die can be used to expend to get an action die so you can do an action, or maybe just apply more than 1 action die onto the action, or get extra like damage out of it, or get favor on the roll, or like a bunch of things. So you can do like a whole bunch of tiny actions if you have a bunch of momentum dice saved up, or like one really big action. And you can even save it up over multiple times. There's even ways to like give your momentum dice to other people as like a teamwork thing, so they could do this like super awesome. Like I'm trying to sort of build it to be like an anime scene where something where you wait and you build and you get that spirit bomb up, and like then there's this over the top like here we fucking go is kind of a thing that I wanted. Yeah, I think it would be pretty fun. I've got a lot done, actually. More written than you would think, considering this is a side project. But I've got a lot done. I see your channel and tabletop recommendations. I'm curious, how do you play D&D? Right now, the only actual D&D campaign I'm in, because I play in a lot of other systems. Right now, the only actual D&D campaign I'm in is physically at the table. We do mostly theater of the mind. We're pretty loose on our rules, to be honest. But I mean, we're kind of old. A lot of us are kind of old school at this shit. Like we've been playing for like ever and a day. So yeah, you have to follow with passion when you can. Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean just because I want to make my own shit, it doesn't mean I dislike Cypher. I love Cypher. It's probably my favorite system right now. But it's not the only system I play, even though a lot of my content on my channel is Cypher related, just because like I find it very easy to work with. I mean, even the Monica Games team play other systems. It's not unusual to see that. Especially if you've been around like for a while, and I've been playing this game for decades, plural. We can just be old fogies checking math rocks. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Would a Star Wars Would a Star Wars political evil political D&D campaign online maybe interest you to join? Probably not. I mean, I like the idea of like Star Wars political thing. That sounds pretty cool. D&D is not the right system for that. D&D is made for fantasy superheroes. You want Cypher powered by the apocalypse, fate, something like that. If you're going to be doing like a politically motivated campaign, Dungeons and Dragons is not the right system. You should be choosing my guy. And I'm going to say guy because you got guy in the name, so I'm going to say guy. I'm going to assume I'm okay on that front. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah. I mean, like the premise sounds interesting, but you probably need to shop around systems, to be perfectly honest, especially if you're doing a stream thing. Esper Genesis can do Star Wars-ish. Yeah. There's a lot of them, like Cortex Prime. I didn't really get into Cortex Prime as much myself. What is with people starting today in the middle of a thing? Whatever. Same as with Fate. I love Fate. Fate taught me some really good role-playing rules. Fate, I think, is what really taught me narrative RPGs and changed my entire play style. The problem is Fate doesn't have enough G in the RPG for me. It's still fun for like really short games or one-shots or something, but it needed a little more G in that RPG, as far as I'm concerned. Just to use it for any length of time. But if it's just for like one-shots and stuff, yeah, it's a great little light system. I think it'd be pretty good. It's more storytelling than game. Yeah, it's like it's a game. It's a storytelling that has some rules to it. All right. Yeah, those are some of the side projects that I'm kind of like looking at and working on and stuff right now. My own system, that one is meant to be a bit not crunchier. There's not actually a lot of rules to it per se, but there's a lot of tactics to it and the way you can use the momentum dice and stuff like that. So I think that that one would play out very differently. If I want something that is more narrative, I would probably go with Cypher System. Still, yeah, even though I'm making my own system, there's a reason Cypher System, like Void Home, is in it, because if I made Void Home in something like Pathfinder or D&D as its base, it would be less sci-fi horror and more like sci-fi adventure, because you'd just be getting combat abilities and it would be more about fighting and character advancement and stuff like that, which is not what I want. By taking the Cypher System and running with it and modifying it in the ways that I have with like the narrative conflict and changing some things up and stuff, which is what the Cypher System is meant for. It's meant to be very easily moddable while still retaining balance. That allowed me to do, excuse me, to do things like make it proper sci-fi horror, with the situation stat blocks and the way narrative conflicts work in Void Home. You could have that single xenomorph style alien chasing you around the space station, because you could run each scene with the xenomorph as a situation rather than like your standard monster stat block. So as you overcome each situation, you're not necessarily defeating the xenomorph, you're just defeating the situation that it's in, which I really want to show off, to show people how it's done, because this way you could be like, you could have that one single badass monster, but it's not easily overcome because of action economy and stuff like that, like you would get in other systems. I think this would be, yeah. Don't have a lot of time, but wanted to drop and say hi. Hey, Crazy Weasel! Love your tiered look, tiered initiative. What's the effect of being trained, specialized, and inability and initiative? So, with the group initiative. So with initiative is more of an active skill in Void Home. you don't at the beginning of a conflict, no one rolls initiative in Void Home. I kind of abandoned that entirely, but initiative is still used, which is good because I still wanted Void Home to be compatible with other Cypher products. Initiative is more of an active thing. Initiative is used when you want to interrupt somebody. So more training is better because that means that that you're more likely to succeed at that. So the example I give is, say some dude is on your spaceship and he's like this like psychotic, like suicidal marauder, and he's like, screw this shit, and he pulls out a grenade. Grenades on a tiny compressed spaceship in the vacuum of space is a bad idea. But he doesn't care. He's like, screw this shit, I'm gonna die. And he's about to pull the pin to the grenade. You're like, oh fuck. Thankfully, like, one of you decided to wait and not use your action. So you get to do an interrupt. You decide to roll initiative to be like, no, I want to roll initiative to try and interrupt that with my action to like slap the grenade out of his hand before he pulls the pin. You succeed, and then if you succeed on the initiative, that means you interrupt him, in which case you get to do your action. You'd then have to roll to see if you could slap the grenade out of his hand as he's trying to swing it around like a 5-year-old holding a cookie doesn't want to give away. And then you swap the grenade out and you save everybody from explosive decompression. So initiative, being trained, specialized, or inability or anything directly affects your ability to deal with that. Also, the GM, flip side, could say that one of the situation and or opposition, one of the foes or whatnot, can also interrupt a PC. There's no reason they can. In which case, initiative at that point would be used as almost like a defensive aptitude or skill. As they attempt to interrupt you, you roll your initiative versus their level, and if they have an initiative modifier, to see if they interrupt you on your turn. And if you are interrupted, you can't declare a new action. So if your action was canceled out in some way, then the action is lost. Which is fine. I mean, that's why it's an extra roll for it and stuff like that. And I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's usually a PC doing the interruption rather than like an NPC, one of the opposition. And I can't see situations doing it too often, but maybe occasionally. All right, I haven't like written a thing here. What am I doing? So I am almost done. I like T. I think is one of the bigger ones. I've got all the other letters, all of them done. So let's figure this out. And then maybe we can start plugging it into an actual book. So let's just take a look here. So cost intellect 3, it's an action. Oh, and I will show. No, I'll show it afterwards. I like the new formatting for the way things are going to look. When we get there, I'll show it. Let's do these first before I get sidetracked. Again. All right, you issue a specific command to another creature, to another character. If that character chooses to listen, any attack, capitalize, or manipulate, capitalize. They attempt on their no. I gotta reword this. Okay, I gotta reword this. You choose a specific command. You issue a specific command to another PC. Detailing an attack or manipulate. If they really enjoyed your emojis at the tabs and totally ripped it off for organizing my campaigns. Oh, good. Yeah, Crazy Weasel, by the way, give him like the W's in the chat or the thumbs up or whatever you want to give as positivity. He's been one of the main dudes that's been helping me out with the editing for Void Home, actually. And his shit is on point. You said you've done like teaching or something before. It kind of shows. Because like I'm just doing word vomit on the screen. I'm creative with it, and my English skills aren't bad, but they're not great, not compared to this dude. So yeah. Yes. Give your like your 07s or 07s for sure. Okay, you issue a specific command detailing an attack or manipulate. If they follow that command, how do I want to say this? It's like a puzzle to me. Saying my writing's that bad? Sometimes yes. You issue a specific command to another PC dealing an attack or manipulate. I don't know if I like this, but we'll tackle specifics afterwards. As their next action, they gain impact +3 on it. Oh, I did have a thing if it was non-attack and manipulate. Dad damn it. You issue a specific command, a specific action. If they follow that command if I can cut this down. I can do this. See, here's the thing. I've been an editor for other people. My English is actually fairly good. I did a lot of like technical English writing and stuff like that. I've even done editing for like Zealzaddy and stuff. But you can't edit your own shit because I have hundreds of thousands of words that I have been staring at for far too long and written in a specific way. You can't edit your own shit. But if I look at other people's shit, I can edit it. So yeah, Cryptid, you need to find someone willing to like edit the stuff, or like message a few of us. We can probably help you out as well. I'm pretty busy these days, not gonna lie, but I mean I can take a look at it. I'm not sure how much time I'd have, but okay, we're redoing this. You issue a specific command to another detailing. You issue a command. Get rid of specific. You issue a command to another PC detailing a specific action. If the PC follows that command for their next action, they can either ease the task or apply impact +3. Well, we just cut that in half. It's still, I'm still not super happy with it, but we're going to leave it and move on. We'll take a look at it in the editing stage. This is just at least getting the mechanics down pat. If they follow the command for the next action, they can either ease the task or apply impact +3. Boom, done. Okay. If you are wearing equipment with resistance, I can get rid of this tag here, resistance. This is no. Increase the resistance of any armor or void suit you are wearing by 1. Better. Yeah, no worries. You're trained in all attack and defense tasks when dealing with a high-tech, sentient, or automated technology. With high-tech, sentient, or automated technology, opposition, not foe. Technician training. You become trained in either high-tech and interfacing or low-tech and void walking. You can choose this. Oh, I think I got rid of void walking. Shit. I got rid of... Did I get rid of it? Looking in the wrong spot. I did get rid of void walking. Okay. Okay, where is it? What am I looking for? High tech and interfacing or low tech, and I'm just going to give you move. You can choose this ability, or no, I don't want to. Do I want to give him grit? Yeah, I think I'm going to give him grit. You can choose this ability a second time, getting training in the other two. Sure. Techno worry. Sometimes sneaking around and tracking the vicious elements of technology is in your best interest. You are trained in absquatulate. All tasks associated with tracking, spotting, or otherwise finding robots are eased. Good with that. Telekinetic barrage. You telekinetically pick up an object of up to 100 kilograms and hurl it at someone within short range. The attack is an intellect action. Attack, capitalize. And I gotta redo this. Deals 8 points of damage. This is a medium attack using the intellect, and has impact plus. So normally it's 4. I wanted it to be 8, so plus 4. Yeah. Techno anything like cassowary? Cassowaries are fucking frightening, yo. Like they're cassowaries are fucking modern day dinosaurs. Okay, an action to initiate. Got to change that because I now call them initiators. Initiation time and duration. Oh my god, learn how to type. So it's going to be for 10 minutes. And I believe it was action. You set small objects from the environment, rocks, small items, and so on, swirling about you, which grants you resistance. Get rid of physical resistance to. Good job. Okay. Terrifying presence. Some of these I wonder if I've got to rename because it's like the original Cypher one, but the wording's going to be different. Didn't Australia fight a war with big birds? That was the emus. No, it wasn't the cassowaries. I'm pretty sure it was versus the emus, and they lost. Yeah, the emu wars. Yeah. I think it's time I give the old beard another dye job. Maybe I'll do a funky color. I used to, when I streamed, I used to have like these colored brushes things I'd put through my beard, and it'd be like, I do like these like flame gradients and stuff like that. I used to, especially when you're graying, because my beard used to be a mixture of like brown and red, because I have a lot of redheads in my family. But the red kind of all turned to gray. So if it was cassowaries, there wouldn't be any Australians left. Cassowaries are terrifying. You ever hear? Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Like cassowary sound. They're fucking terrifying. You pause for a second. That was a bad video. Give me fucking a good video. Oh my god. I don't care about this shit. Walmart, you can fuck off. Like, that's a dinosaur. What the fuck?
That's it.
What? Why do they sound like that? Why? I don't know why we had to get sidetracked on that. But it's like a deep, earthy, like, like, oh my god. Yeah, cassowaries terrify me. And like, they got some serious claws too. Like, they can rip you open. Shoebill sounds. Oh, shoebill's another one. Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, we got to remember, birds were dinosaurs, right? Some of them never forgot this fact. So, oh fuck. No birds could growl. Yeah, right. Yeah, that is beyond a growl. All right. Terrifying presence. You convince one intelligent target of level 3 or lower that you are its worst nightmare. The target must be within short range. This is capitalized because it's a system term. And be able to understand you. Someone in the CU Discord a while back posted the realistic T-Rex sound, and I thought it was more terrifying than the roar. Yeah, I think it's interesting that we found enough examples of dinosaurs that were able to like start actually replicating the sounds they would have made, and it's nothing like what we thought it would be. Some of them have like higher pitched, like fluting whistle sounds and stuff, which was like the ones that have the big bill on the back or whatnot. Apparently, like it sounds more like a higher trumpet or something. For as long as you do nothing but speak, and you can't even move, the target is... This should be an initiator. This should be an initiator. So initiation time, action, duration. Nothing but speak. Maintain this effect. Until the end of the scene. The target can no longer hear you or until the end of the scene. Okay, then I can get rid of if success. Oh my god. Successful. The target is paralyzed with fear. So this is a leftover from Money Kick Games. Paralyzed with fear, but then runs away. What? Overtaken with fear. Run. Oh, I see. Okay, because it's a choice. The target is... I should put either. Either paralyzed with fear, runs away, or takes some other action appropriate to the circumstances. In addition to the normal options for using effort, you can choose to use effort to increase the maximum level you can target with this ability by 1 for each effort spent this way. Yeah. Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus. I don't know. I don't know. I pronounced a lot of dinosaurs wrong. Like, for instance, the longest time, Deinonychus. For the longest time, I didn't realize how that was pronounced. And I kept pronouncing it Deinonychus. Which, Deinonychus actually kind of like rolls off the tongue a little bit better than Deinonychus. Okay, I think that's better now. Enabler. If a creature that engaged with you attempts to move away, you can immediately attack them as if you had interrupted with an action of your own, but no roll is needed. No, as if you interrupted without the without the need for a roll. Using an action of your own. Making an attack. This should be melee attack, I think. I've been saying that wrong. Oh, you said it wrong too? Most of them I got pretty good, like Compsognathus and stuff like that. Like those ones I kind of got right off the bat. But yeah, Deinonychus. I got that one wrong for a long time. A long time. Okay, if a creature that is engaged with you attempts to move away, you can immediately attack them. Capital. No, that's not capital. Yeah, capital. Attack them as if you had interrupted without the need for a roll. Interrupt roll, making an attack. I don't need this second bit at all. The attack does not count towards your maximum number of actions. You can only do this once per round. You can do this once. The use renewing on the refresh of the round. Okay, I think that's good. Hey, Phil Kearney. If anyone here is still interested in D&D 5e content and wants to support third-party people, Phil Kearney not only is producing like a billion things still within the 5e D&D sphere, but he streams like a billion times a week. So you probably want to go check him out on the YouTubes. Yeah, go check out Phil Kearney. He's the bomb. Such good shit. And he's trying to make a game that's all right, middling at best. And he's trying to turn it into something better. He's implemented a lot he's done a lot of like martial tactics things to fill it out, and like the color-based magic system from like Magic the Gathering, and then like implementing it into like D&D and stuff. Like he's done some really cool shit. Yeah, all the love. I won't. I am vocal about that. I won't support WotC. There's a few companies I won't support. Bill Curdy, the DM guy. It's trying to get the science guy thing going on. Feel. Okay. I think that's good for territorial for now. It's a little confusing. I'm gonna have to reword it. The power of words. When you use effort on any intellect task to calm or befriend animals, an animal or animal-like entity, you gain a free level of effort on the task. Booyah. Face screen smiling. Great stuff. And hey, I can't take credit for screwing all of these up. Some of these old Gus wrote, like the right stuff. Although his is probably going to be fine. Watch. The right stuff. You have +1 edge for any task affected by your ship shape ability. Also, while aboard a vehicle you own by yourself or as part of a group, your recovery rolls are increased by +2. God damn it, old Gus. Yours was perfect. Okay. Maybe not perfect. There's a few little tweaks we can do, but I didn't need to restructure his like I've been restructuring mine. Additional one if successful. Oh, for those of you that have liked the previous version of Void Home, there are a couple of big changes that have happened. One of which is the fact that Dread is no longer individually tracked per character. This is a big change, but it needed to happen. I've been trying to simplify Dread more and more over time. Like the original version of Dread sucked ass. It was way too much load on the group to play. Then I refined it a bit. It was still character specific, but at this point the GM could just use it as like a super intrusion and stuff like that. Dread is refined even better now and even easier to use and more useful to the GM. Let's get sidetracked for a second. We'll come back for Thick Pupper in a second. Thick. The player sway, GM sway, Dread. So, Dread is now a single pool starting at 0 and climbing up that the entire group shares. It is now a game thing. You're increasing the dread of the group, the dread of the situation, rather than in each individual character. So it's now the GM tracking the dread, which is fine because now you don't have to, the GM doesn't have to look at each character sheet, be like, how much dread do you got? You got like 5 dread? Okay, I'm going to do something with your dread. That just sucks. So thankfully, a lot of the mechanics for gaining dread and losing dread actually still worked with just a few minor tweaks. So you can still get it as part of like a GM sway event, horror. Every time a character does a reroll, the dread increases by 1. And of course, murder. If you murder people, dread increases. And then you can lose dread by doing certain things. Like when you get nat 1s, the dread goes away. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one. It's too nice, but maybe. PCs can... There's a lot of ways to reduce dread, but the GM has 2 things to do with dread now. So, if the dread climbs to be equal to or higher than the number of players at the table, the GM can just diffuse all the dread, bring it back down to 0, and then they get a dread sway. So this is kind of like, so sway is like the intrusions in this, like as I renamed it because there was a lot of people that gave feedback that intrusion didn't feel like a right word because it was making it feel very negative. So in Void Home, it's called sway. So there's a dread sway event is like a superpowered sway event. The players can't refuse it because they let the dread get that high and they have ways to negate it. But also it's sort of like the poor choices optional rules where like the GM can say that they do stupid things. Like you can ask the character to perform particular actions, panicking, screaming, emptying your gun's magazine into a friend, fighting each other, harming yourself, and so much more. So you just kind of like, you lose your shit. But if the GM doesn't want to let it get to that point, the GM can use dread in a new way now. This is almost like the GM getting effort. The GM can bleed off points of dread to allow opposition, such as NPCs or situations, to do extra impact or to adjust their difficulty or to restore some presence. So the GM can now use these dread points almost like individual effort points or something like that, sort of like boost themselves up. So if there's like 3 dread and the GM's like, screw it, this guy hits really hard, you can spend 3 of that dread as it like overwhelms you and it does like an extra like 6 impact. So the GM has a resource pool now is basically the way this works. So yeah, very different. But it's way easier to keep track of and it gives the GM an extra toy. Sucks for you players. But as a GM, I like, or even as a player, I'd like the GM to have this type of toy because they can really like this way. Say you've got this like little level 2 guy and like opposition, like a little level 2 NPC, like a miniature robot or something, and everyone's just like, oh, he's super easy. But you had like 4 dread, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're like this little level 2 guy. I'm going to give him 2 dread for the difficulty, so now he's considered level 4 for this attack. I'm going to use another 2 dread for the impact. So instead of doing like 2 impact, he's going to be like doing like 6 impact. And all of a sudden, this level 2 thing comes out of nowhere because your dread overwhelms you, and all of a sudden, it's like bam, like big hit. So, that's super useful. Like you think of like the face hugger scenes, they're just little guys, but all of a sudden they overwhelm you out of nowhere because you're panicking and things are happening and stuff like that. So like that's the GM using a dreadful advantage to make the little face hugger be a big fucking deal. So I don't know, I get excited by my own shit. I'm out of drinks. Oh well. What's funny is I originally called my system stress because obviously I've been working on this for a long time now, a couple of years basically. And then of course the Magnus Archives came out. I'm like, fuck. And that's when I renamed it to Dread. Actually, Old Gus and I, like, we brainstormed a few ideas for it, but then Dread just seemed to be a better word, and then we stuck with it ever since. Thick Pupper, you're an extremely sturdy, I can get rid of that. That's just fluff text. I'm getting rid of as much of the fluff text as I can. Increase your resistance by +1. Thank you. Yeah, especially since it's mostly about like your characters panicking or like, and I love the idea of like a dread effect, where like one of the guys just like flips out and like unloads his full auto into like the backs of his buddies. He's trying to shoot something. He's like, ah, like. I'm weird as a player. I kind of like want the GM to be a little mean to me. Like even on Thursdays where we're playing like a D&D campaign, but we're playing like a Rise of the Ruin Lords and Pathfinder, but in D&D, and the GM's being a bit more cutthroat for it. Beginning of every game, whenever he starts to be like a little nice to us, I'm like, no, be mean to me, daddy. So it's like me and a couple of the other guys are kind of old school on that. Because like I started playing back in the day where like one bad roll and you're dead. Now there's ways to save yourself in Void Home, and kind of taken from Magnus Archives, but it's been done before anyways. I did implement a optional rule that you can get another damage track level on it and stuff. Rico, you're relieved of command. Okay, throat rip. If you succeed against a foe level 3 or lower with your bite attack, so this is another one that the dog has, you kill your target. You kill the target instantly. Oh shit. Okay, you can spend effort to increase the level of the foe you can instantly kill with this ability by 1 for each effort you apply this way. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do it. Maneuver binding. Melee attack. Get rid of fluff text. The attack no longer applies impact. If successful, and the target is level 3 or lower, they are knocked unconscious for 1 minute. You can use effort to increase the maximum level by 1 or extend the duration by 1 minute for each effort you apply this way. Okay, good. Look how much text I just got rid of. trimming it down. I've trimmed this section almost in half just by getting rid of things and rewording things. Wait for it. Action. Get an asset in the next 2 actions. All actions you use the next round, because you're gonna have to. Yeah, that's fine. Toe beans. Your tiny cat body is especially good at climbing. I can get rid of that. You're not specialized in any tasks that involve climbing. Good. Good. For anyone that's just watching this for the first time wondering, what the fuck? It's because the flavor, there's optional flavors you can choose for your character, which are cat, dog, robot, and vicissitude. And these aren't like sci-fi psychic cats or anything. Like, you're just a regular damn cat. It's just, but I've had people play it and it's been super fun. It was really funny. In last CypherCon, I didn't mean to do it this way, but because of the options that we chose, the only person the only character that had any training in the piloting skill was the dog. But dogs don't know how to use advanced technology. So all the dog could do was, like, as someone is trying to pilot the ship and they didn't know what they were doing, the dog was slowly like snuffling like its hand towards the right buttons, basically like helping the person pilot. They go to push the wrong button, the dog just like puts his pop, like, no. It was pretty funny because I chose the one character. I chose dog, and then I chose the one focus that gave him a jetpack, so he had piloting. It was pretty good. Yeah, you can play just a regular damn cat or dog, which so far people have had a lot of fun with. Actually, I've had people like take the cat and dog flavors and honestly just put it into other Cypher games. Bunny the dog gives slight lessons. Backseat driver dog, right? Oh, fuck. All right. Tough bond. You can choose for your NPC or PC. NPC or PC companion from furry bond or metal bond to get to gain resistance. It's 1. I don't need to say that it stacks because that's in the core rules for it now. If it is an NPC, also, if it is an NPC, increase its base presence to be 4 per level instead of 3. Yes. Okay. That is good. Okay. I was making sure. I'm like, did I change that? I didn't change that. We're good. Tough through it. It's a maneuver. Finding. Any task. The task. You can ignore up to 1 hindrance due to environmental effects, gravity, being submerged, darkness, seeing through fog, etc. to the task. I can get rid of to the task. Just get rid of, you can ignore up to 1 hindrance due to environmental effects and then a bunch of environmental effects. Done. Toxicologist. You're trained in anything to do with poisons, toxins, and lethal chemicals. Your hobby has given your body a little protection. You have resistance. Get rid of this. I used to have like specific damage types, and I just got rid of it. It's like, fuck it. Yeah. You have resistance 3 that only applies to poisons and toxins, and you have an asset when rolling to resist them. Those things. Sure. Trained to juke. You were trained in speed defense. Oh, it tried to Americanize defense on me. What is that bullshit? defense has a C, not an S. You're trained in speed defense tasks when not wearing any equipment. Not wearing armor or a void. We're not wearing equipment at resistance value. Gear, not equipment. Gear, armor or void suits. The resistance value. Should I just put you're not wearing you're trained in speed defense test when not wearing armor or a void suit with a resistance value. And there's no comma there, so it's all one. Yeah. Yeah. Trained smuggler. You're trained in the smuggling arts, knowing the worth of goods, haggling, hiding, blah, blah, blah. This is one of those ones where I keep the fluff tests because it's kind of telling you what to do. Yeah. Keep that one as it is. Maneuver. And attack while flying your jetpack. Oh, or of the attack. This attack has impact -2. In a blast mode, the next class is about to start. See ya. See ya. Yeah, later. He's actually stuck around longer than I thought. Gear like a backpack, a nail gun, a scanner. Yeah, I'm glad I did specifically state which gear. Right? Didn't I? Yeah, armor or void suit. Some of the possible effects include, but are not limited to, the following. An effect. I don't need a particular effect. Punch a hole in the target's suit so it begins to leak air into the vacuum or all at once. The target can't change their trajectory, must change their trajectory or stops moving until the next refresh. You can damage one of a small craft, no small vehicles. Small V. A personal or craft sized vehicles. Sectors, for example. Its engines, weapons, or life support. Okay. Some of these, the thing is, some of these abilities were straight from Cypher and then reworded. Some of them I wrote a long time ago. Like some of them I wrote like a year and a half ago. And then some of them are newer. So I've got to like make sure I've standardized the language in all of these. Your mind can be digitally transferred to a new body or housing that is capable of processing it. Oh, this is one of the ones from the robot flavor. However, this is traumatic and difficult, causing damage to your programming in the process. Each time your mind is transferred to a new body, your intellect is your maximum intellect is permanently reduced by 2. If you died, but your GM agrees your processor would be mostly intact, your consciousness can be transferred to a new housing to bring you back to a functioning state. However, the reduction in intellect is increased to 4. In maximum. Okay, cool. Cool. Initiator. Initiation time and duration. You're trained in creating traps of various kind. Crafting a trap for human-sized target or smaller costs 1 component. I'm glad I went through these because like that some of that didn't even exist anymore. If you are attempting to trap something larger, the GM may require more components. When you lay a trap, decide whether you want to restrain or harm the victim. Victim. Restraining trap is a level 3 task and will attempt to make and will temporarily hold the creature in place if successful, while the level of creating a harmful trap is equal to the impact you want to inflict. It's an action to initiate, but 10 minutes to complete. All right, so action 10 minutes. All right. You gain an asset, capitalized, to the might defense tasks, capitalized, to might defense tasks to endure extreme gravity. You gain training, capitalized, in pilot, but only for personal. You know what? No. You just gain training in pilot. I don't need to specify. Just give it to you. Give it. Maneuver. Attack with a firearm. Attack applies impact -2, has impact -2, applies an effect. Some of the possible effects include, but are limited to, shoot an object into someone's hands, damage an object, destroy a specific part. Good, done. Binding, because it's a maneuver. Also, those familiar with Cypher realize that you probably realized at this point, I have different action types. Instead of action to initiate, and enabler, I have action, initiator, enabler, and maneuver. There's 4 types. And I renamed action to initiate to just initiator because it's shorter. Why not? Sometimes you've got to roll the dice, and sometimes action to initiate wasn't an action to initiate in Cypher. It was like 10 minutes to initiate. I'm like, well, why is it called action to initiate? So that's why I just called it initiator. And maneuver is its own thing. Sometimes you just got to roll the dice and hope things add up. That's flavor text we can get rid of. Any task, get rid of. So look, we just cut it in the half. Shadow Main, another great creator. Definitely worth checking out for some Cypher stuff. When you use this ability, roll 1d6 before you roll to resolve the task. On an even result, the task you're attempting is eased by 2 steps. On a roll of a 1, the task is hindered. I like it. Turn and burn. As long as you use your jetpack, you can use your action capitalized to fly up to a short distance and take another action, or fly a long distance. No speed task is required. So it's fleet of foot as long as they got the thing. Duh, thanks. Yeah. No worries. You're good shit. The send players over. Just send more players over to into the Cypher playlist. Oh, okay. I have been slacking on making the actual like videos lately. I've been doing a lot more live streaming, which is great, and obviously a lot more writing. And I've been doing a lot more layout work in the background. Underground Oracle had me do some stuff. I've got a project with Mr. Trask. Like a bunch of people have got me do stuff in the background. But it means I've been kind of slacking on my videos. I do have a video like recorded and half edited. I just gotta finish it. So maneuvers, they're kind of like enablers related to a specific task, but one of the key things for maneuvers is, unlike enablers, you can only have one on that task. So if you have multiple maneuvers that you could apply to, say, shooting a gun, you can only use one of those maneuvers at a time. So it acts like a limiter. That's part of the reason that I made the maneuvers, is so that you can choose that I'm going to do this one special thing instead of just stacking a whole bunch of them. It's a way to stop people from just like stacking the more powerful things and just letting it get crazy and out of control. Sometimes you want that. Sometimes I say it's an enabler instead. But yeah. Like, for instance, with Twin Gun Mojo, I actually have a thing that would normally be a maneuver, but I allow it to stack with this one anyways, because it's just cool if you do it with two guns. A light attack, a firearm that does have the heavy tag. Once you've completed the attack, you immediately make a light attack with a second firearm. Does not have the heavy tag. You are holding that does not have the heavy tag. You cannot apply any maneuvers. This is considered the same action for purposes of edge and effort, and also limits the maneuvers. Yeah, booyah. Melee weapon. Double the base impact of the weapon used for this attack. It must have been a high level or a high tier ability. Double the base impact, the total of the weapon used for this attack. Booyah. Okay. All right. Letter T is done. Obviously, this isn't the final wording. Once we go through editing, it'll change up a little bit. But I've only got some of like the later letters, and they don't tend to have a lot of stuff to them. Oh, I forgot to do a thing. Go away. There we go. Bip, bip, mep, bip. Add effect. And when I show you what I'm doing for the layout, you're going to see why I'm having this like this now. T was a pretty big one. Oops. I want it to be a little bit fucking warmer outside. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but it's too low because I've got stuff I want to do. Did the traps cover both low-tech and high-tech traps? Curious because some of the games use different skills abilities, like survival thievery for low-tech and electronics for... Actually, there's a the low tech and high tech are their own skills, basically. And it would, for Trapper, that's a good idea. You are trained in creating traps of various kinds. You know what? That's a good point. I'm going to change this because you're already using low tech or high tech. You have an asset in creating traps using low tech or high tech. Nope, it is an LO. Good point. Thank you, Randy. So you have an asset in creating traps. There we go. That's actually a good one. Yeah, it helped me a lot. This is why I stream this shit, because that's a very good point. Because instead of making it its own training, its own skill, why not make it low tech or high tech? Like, why not append it to a skill that already exists? And that's the thing about Cypher, right? Like, there's no set skill list, but in Void Home, to combat some of the issues with too much choice, I did make a skill list. Well, I call it an aptitude list. A little bit more cohesive. You can still branch out from that, just like you could in any RPG, really. But I did want a stock like list for you to help like choose from. And like MCG does do that in some of the games. Like if you look in Magnus Archives or Old Gods of Appalachia, there is a suggested skill list. So it's not like they don't do that ever, but there's a lot of issue. I'd say the biggest issue with Cypher is choice paralysis, because there's too much sometimes, and sometimes players don't want to be like, I could have anything under the sun. I think that's part of the reason a lot of people have a hard time with Fate, for example, because Fate cranks that choice paralysis to 11, because by default you're making your own stunts and skills and stuff like that. So some people, like, they get there and they're just like, I don't know what to do, it's too much. I already did that. Okay. So I've tried to limit that in Void Home. I wanted to narrow it down and streamline it a bit. So it is better if I play off of an aptitude like that. Perfect. Underfoot. This is the kitty one, I believe. You rub up against or run through the legs of anyone you are engaged with. You attempt to... Why is my phone going off? You attempt to trip them. If successful, they become prone. If you are unsuccessful, you still unbalance them, hindering their next speed defense task. Well, looks like Lily went to a Japanese restaurant for her lunch today. My phone has been updated. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm gonna put get knocked down. Knocked down. All right. Underworld contacts. Enabler. You know many people in a variety of communities who engage in illegal activities. These people are not necessarily your friends and might not be trustworthy, but they recognize you as a peer. Your GM should work out the details of your underworld contacts. Cool. Easy to do. Easy to do. Initiator. Initiation. Way to spell. Initiation. Time. Duration. I still misspelt it. Oh my god. using your experience and deep knowledge of your surroundings, become unseen and undetected, even by sensors, in spaceships or space stations. I can get rid of this first bit. It's just fluff text. You become unseen and undetected, even by sensors and spaceships for 10 minutes. Unseen and undetected. I might have to redo this, actually. You become unseen and undetected. So I gotta get rid of this. Because I just want to get it that absquatulate and defense speed tests are eased by 2 levels. Once activated, as you are on a vehicle of ship size or larger, or station, all absquatulate shit. Let me... Was it squatulate and what? I already forget. I suck! No, defense speed test. Durr. Until noticed, maybe. It's activated as long as you are on a vehicle of ship size or smaller, or station. All absquatulate and speed defense tasks are eased by 2. Or until you do something until noticed, or you do something to reveal your presence or position. And then let's just use the ability if it doesn't work properly. If like you lose it, you gotta do it again. There we go. Wow, that simplified the fuck out of that. The number of additional subtle ciphers you can have with the favorite of the void ability increases to 3. Done. Easy. Enabler. Any task, capitalized, to draw the attack, capitalized, is now eased, capitalized, by 2 levels. Eased by 2 levels, get rid of the comma instead of gaining an asset. When you use the take the attack action to help one of your wards, instead of taking 1 additional impact, you take 1 less. Receiving impact +1. It is impact -1. Additionally, you can use take the attack more than once between refreshes, provided the additional times are to protect one of your wards. Done. Easy. Easy. What did you miss? Everything. I made a game-changing decision, and now you're never going to know what it is. Upgrade robot. I'm almost done. I'm in the use. Effect. You choose to make one of the following upgrades to your metal bond. If you have this ability multiple times, you cannot take the same option more than once. I really like the fact that the way I made the metal bond and the furry bond is the fact that it can either be an NPC or it can be a player if they chose a robot for Metal Bond or a cat or dog for Furry Bond. So that you can apply these abilities to the player as your pet. There's going to be a lot of good interactions that way, I think. So hydraulic smasher, built-in hydraulic components, parts, means their physical attacks are much more forceful than usual. They increase impact with all melee attacks by 1. Sure. RCS, small built-in reaction control system, allows the robot to move and maneuver in null gravity environments so that they need to have a surface to move on. Blah. Done. All right. Initiate, or I did spell it. Okay. Initiation time duration. While you're in a structure or ship, get rid of some kind. Get rid of uncertain language. While you're in a structure or ship, you can. While you're in a or vehicle. Star Wars has metal bonds to every show with varying degrees of success. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because the droid companions. You can scatter debris and junk around you within short range. Structure or vehicle of ship size or larger. You can scatter green and junk around within short range. Cause everyone in the area to be tripped by junk while you're in. Oh, this is one I copied over from Cypher. I don't like the wording that they give. Everyone in the area to be tripped by junk, tangle and wires, spoke by metal. To be hindered in all tasks. Causes anyone in that area in all physical tasks. Would an AI and a cute fuzzy robot be a fuzzy bond or metal bond? Why not both? Yay! Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get fuzzy furry bond or metal bond, or you wouldn't be able to get them both because furry bond you can only get if you're the holder type, and metal bond you can only get if you are the boffin type. In all reality, not affect you, but it does affect allies and foes alike. And then get rid of action to initiate. Initiation time, action, duration until the end of the scene. I'm trying as much as I can to get rid of like lasts 1 minute or 10 minutes or blah, 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 because then you have a bunch of abilities lasting different amounts of time and you're trying to keep track of it and you're gonna fucking forget. And it's just annoying. I hate tracking that shit in like D&D. Be like, how many rounds do I have left? Oh no, this one lasts 3 minutes. But how many minutes has it been? So, oh my God. So I'm just doing it. Most of the things I'm trying to keep it that if it lasts X number of rounds, I might keep it that way, or I might keep it up to a minute. Otherwise, if it's longer than a minute, but shorter than multiple hours, I just say until the end of the scene. If it's a much longer time or it would last multiple hours, then a lot of times, except in certain situations, I will just say until you've completed a full rest. I try to keep it to one of those two trigger points because it's just better game design. This is not a reality simulator. This is a game, and just keeping it for the better game design, easier for balance, easy to remember, I think it's way more important than making it realistic. So while you're in a structure or vehicle of ship size, let's see, a vehicle of ship size or larger, or a structure, you can scatter debris and junk around you within a short range. This causes everyone in that area to be hindered, capitalized. In all physical tasks, this does not affect you, but it does affect allies and foes alike. And PCs and NPCs alike. I don't like saying foes, because what if it's an NPC, but it's not a foe? Pho. It's pronounced pho. Because the soup. Get it? I'm tired. Using what's available. If you have the time and freedom to scrounge for everyday materials in your environment, you can fashion a temporary asset that will aid you once to accomplish a specific task. I don't like that sentence. Nope. You fashion item that provides an asset to aid you You fashion a temporary item that provides an asset to aid you to accomplish a specific task. I'm making this an initiator. I'll leave the example. Oops. This, and then the example comes after it. Yeah, here we go. Done. That is way more streamlined for wording. I love Cypher. MCG has done some brilliant things with it, but their wording on some things, 'cause that one was a borrowed one, and like mixing in the narrative and the flavor, and I don't know. I just have more of a technical mindset, I think, on things like game mechanics. I don't want players to have to sit and read through a miniature story just to figure out what their ability does. I get why it's there. They're trying to create the flavor with it, but I think the players are already creating their own flavors on these abilities. And actually, the less fluff text you put in there, the more creative they can be with it, and less reading. So less word count. Eased by 1 or 2 levels. I feel like the stream's lagged a bit because I don't know what you're talking about now. What's eased by 1 or 2 levels? You might want to give a refresh on the YouTubes, maybe. Because I think you're looking at Ultimate Protector. I don't know what you have, what you're doing. Eased by 1 or 2 levels. I've got YouTube set to the lower latency, but it might be because I'm streaming to Restream, which is then broadcasting it out to the 3 different channels, that it might be lagging behind a bit. The impact, the one I just finished. Oh, maybe you're not lagging behind that much. Using what's available, it gives an asset that was the one I had just finished. If that's one you're talking about. Buy +2, that is done. Easy, easy peasy. You amp yourself let's fluff text. We can just get rid of that. For the rest of the scene, until the end of the scene. Action. All successful melee attacks you make inflict impact +2. Apply. It's not inflict anymore. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, assets ease by 1 difficulty. The difference between an asset and just an easement is the fact that you can only ever have 2 assets. That's in standard Cypher as well. This way you can't just scale it and have like a billion assets. It's a way of putting in a limiting bonus. So even if someone's helping you and provide an asset, and another person is helping you and provide an asset, and then an ability is providing an asset, shit, I can only use 2 out of those 3. It's a way to make it so it doesn't scale infinitely. Whereas if something just eases it by 1 or 2 steps, it's more powerful because it does stack with everything else. So it's a way to do it like assets are useful, but not as useful as just easing it. It's a way to like put it in the game design, which is pretty cool. I like it myself. Your innate reactions that you can push yourself to be more effective during a conflict. Get rid of this. During a conflict, when the refresh happens, you can choose to increase the number of actions you have for that round by 1. Yeah, no worries. Especially when you're just jumping in the middle of it and you're like, I don't know what this means. It's helpful to have someone be like, I got you, boo. From a normal human. Oh, this is the vicissitude. This is an origin. Different cultures and auras may react differently. You are 1R. Well adapted to life in Oris and gain resistance ambient. As a result, Flash goes lines, and then this is a side note. What Blashko's lines are. That's going to go in the side column. Maneuver binding. Part of your bite attack. If your bite succeeds, you can cause one of the following for the rest of the scene. Active, you cannot apply again with the target already has one of these effects active. You must choose a different effect. Has any of these effect. Active. It has an effect from this ability. You must choose a different effect. There we go. Hinder vision related tasks. Slow movement by one range category, or if a target is able to bleed, give them a condition. Just getting rid of that. That is not a thing I do anymore. It was too much tracking. I like the idea of a bleed thing, but then it's just something to track and you're going to forget about it. Get rid of some of the fluff text. You ignore the ill effects of low gravity and null gravity on tasks. You ignore any hindrances due to low gravity and null gravity. 2 tasks. There we go. That's better. By taking advantage of social training, you gain an asset to defense speed tasks while in low gravity and or null gravity conditions. Environments. Get rid of the fluff text. Yes. Okay. Void resilience. Get rid of the fluff text. You're trained in defense intellect tasks. Boo. Booyah. Done. Okay. He is done. W. Oh, W has more than I thought there would be. Interesting. Interesting. Wait for it. Okay, wait for it. You can use actions. Wait, what is this? Wait, you can actions preparing. Each action spent preparing your shot adds an asset and impact. This is more like an enabler. You can use actions preparing your shot. Each action spent this way adds an asset to the attack. Attack with a ranged weapon with it to attack. You can use actions preparing to attack. Each action spent this way adds an asset to the attack and impact +2. Oh, I see. With a firearm. You can use actions preparing to attack with a firearm. Each action spent this way adds an asset to the attack and impact. If you use your action to do anything other than repair or attack, arm, you lose these benefits. Use actions preparing to attack with a firearm. Each action adds asset to the attack and impact +2. An asset to the next attack you make with a firearm. Prepare to attack with the firearm, you lose these benefits. Okay, that's a little bit clearer. I think we might still go over it later during the editing phase, and so I'm not super happy with it, but it's readable at least now and usable at least now. So, bleh. Come on. Attack. You made a frightening howl just before the attack. Okay. How about as you attack? If the action succeeds, all foes, all NPCs opposition within a short distance of you who witnessed it are shaken on their next turn. Witness it, get rid of this. Because I don't know why they add this, or they'll say is dazed or is shaken, and then they have no actual mechanical triggers for those. So all NPC opposition within short distance of you who witnessed it are hindered on all tasks on their next task. You emit a frightening howl as you attack. If the attack succeeds, all NPC opposition within short distance of you who witnessed it are hindered. Get rid of that. Are hindered on their next task. Easy. Much easier to see and read and explain and to grok. Grok? I don't know. You are exceptionally careful with your shots with any firearm. I'll leave that is because this is basically all fluff text. Your wealth resource can never drop below 1. Fuck, I got rid of the wealth resource. Well, shit. I still had coffee from this morning. I need to redo this ability. Shit. Because I don't have a wealth resource anymore. Wealth is now an aptitude roll. I don't want to just make it easier on them. If something you can ignore up to 1 the first 1 hindrance to wealth tasks. Sure, that's nice and easy. If you get hindered by it, you're going to just ignore the first one. Whatever it takes. Your unarmed attacks can now be light or medium. You increase the impact you apply with unarmed attacks and improvised weapons by +2. That one's okay. Take any action in natural settings. You ignore any hindrances to natural environments, environmental effects such as thick foliage, rugged terrain, weather, and so on. Okay, good. Wheel of Legend. Having your mind influence. I can get rid of this. It's confusing. You're immune to the effects that would captivate, mesmerize, charm, or otherwise influence your mind. Control your mind. Witness me binding. It's part of any action. Any action that your opponent would consider difficult or impressive. Succeed on the action. If you succeed, then all NPC opposition are hindered on their next actions. If you fail, the embarrassment and shame cause you to be hindered on your Let's trim this down. Instead. Okay, you declare exactly how you will succeed on the action. If you succeed, then all NPC opposition are hindered on their next action. Their next action. Next. It would be actions, because multiple people. If you fail, the embarrassment and shame causes you to be hindered on your next action instead. Okay. Cool story, bro. Increase your training with the social aptitude. Initiation time. Duration. Got an I. For the next hour. And until the end of the scene. Dogs and cats will not noticeably harm you or allies in short range of you. In addition, if you make any recovery rolls during this period, you recover twice as many points. Cool. What if you have no shame? Well, then you got to find a way to get around it. Experience in wandering from roleplay to roleplay has granted you a certain amount of experience. This is a bad sentence. And just get rid of it. Oh, I'm so close. I'm so close. That sounded dirty. That sound dirty? I think that sounded dirty. Xeno changes. It's a maneuver, so it has a binding. You've incorporated ancient alien esotech into your body that you can use to boost yourself. A process that is mildly horrifying and otherworldly to those that see the changes. When you apply this maneuver to, so it's any action, ask. When you apply this maneuver, effort for that task no longer has a pool point cost. Instead, it increases dread by 1 for each effort applied. I'm going to say dread by 2. No, dread by 1 is fine. I don't want to go too crazy. Dread by 1 is fine. So, free effort, increased dread. Give the GM some toys. It's like, I'm going to apply 5 effort, but I'm not going to spend any points. Have fun, GM. You dare cross me. This was set as an action to initiate and an enabler. What is this? What is this? You verbally berate and chastise an individual with all the weight of your reputation behind it. Okay, so this is an initiator. Initiation time is as an enabler with a duration. If you succeed, the target's actions become do nothing. Oh, that you can extend the verbal. Okay, so it's an action to initiate it. Until you fail or the end of the scene. Okay. You verbally berate and chastise an individual with all the weight of your reputation behind it. If you succeed, the target's actions become do nothing. You can extend the verbal onslaught each round. Each refresh as an enabler at no cost. With effect continuing, send the verbal onslaught each. Oh, let's redo this. Target receives impact. After the target uses its action, can choose to attempt to extend this effect to extend. Does not cost. This cost does not require an action. Roll still needs to be made. Okay. This has no cost. This has no cost. Let's read this out loud. See how bad I fucked this up. You verbally berate and chastise an individual with all the weight of your reputation behind it. If you succeed, the target's actions become do nothing. After the target uses its action, each round after each do nothing action target takes, you can choose to extend this effect. Extending it has no cost and does not require an action. However, task roll still needs to be made. Yeah. This needs to be looked at again for. I've been doing this for too long. This needs to be looked at again later. It's more workable now, at least. And this is finally the last ability we have is the Zoomies. Your small furry body can move extremely fast. I'm just gonna get rid of that. It's just fluff text. You can move up to a short distance as part of another action. And this should be capitalized as well. Actually, no, it's not. You can move a long distance as your entire action. You can move up to a short distance part of it, or You can move a long distance as your entire action. You move up to a short distance as part of another action, or you can move a long distance as your entire action. If you apply a level of effort to this ability, you can move a long distance and make an attack as your attack, or manipulate. Action. The attack is hindered. Okay. Read this out loud. You move up to a short distance as part of another action, or you can move a long distance as your entire action. If you apply a level of effort to this ability, do I like that way? Because it's applying a level of effort to something that's not a task roll. I don't think I like that. If you apply a level of effort, if you... I'm going to redo this a bit. You can move a short distance as part of another action without needing the speed task to do so. Or you can move a long distance if you apply a level of effort. I'm going to get rid of that. And you can move a long distance and succeed at a speed move or task to do so. You can move a long distance and use an action, but must succeed to do so. Is hindered. Will be. Okay. You move up to a short distance as part of another action, or you can move a long distance as your entire action. Move a long distance. Or, because it's all really the same list, right? Okay, you can move a short distance as part of another action. You can move a long distance as your entire action, or you can move a long distance and as part of another action. And get rid of this, but so that it's contiguous, but must succeed at a speed move forward task to do so, and the action will be hindered. Get rid of this too. I might rework this into like a short, like bullet form list, but I'll leave it for now. Done. Oh my God. That took me 2 hours and 20 minutes to finish this last bit. I didn't think it was going to take me that long. But it's done. It's done. I can officially throw the things into the layout and put out the final play test. Huzzah! Oh, Oh, I really gotta set up my thing so I can have like the cheer, like yay, like in the background. I used to when I did more like variety streaming with games and shit. I used to have my like buttons on the side that would do that. I don't do that. I don't have that anymore. I should do that. All right, it's not too bad, not too shabby. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, what we need to do. First of all, I got to go back and this. So I got to copy it over to the editing document so that as we do it, they can see it. Copy. Paste. Oh, it took a second to paste. This is not the shortest document in the world, eh? Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now it is in the work in progress document. So we can switch it from the no sign to the X sign to show that we still need to work on it. So as you can see, there's still a lot of editing that needs to be done, but we're getting there. My gosh and golly. Also, I think I cut down the ability section a lot, because the ability section was like 55,000 words, and it is now almost down to 20,000 words. That is less than half. I cut out so much fucking text. Whew. So let me show you what we're going to do for the layout. It's going to take a second. I gotta start Affinity Publisher, and I've got like a billion things running at once. So my computer's like, stop. Oh, that started quicker than I thought it was going to. Okay. All right. Okay. I need to Windows capture. Actually, what happens? Am I set up for the ultra wide? I could do that. This way I can get the full screen going on. So this is what I kind of have going for this. I'm actually going to get rid of the side bits here. But this is what abilities are going to be sort of like formatted to look like. Obviously, they don't have all of these. Actually, I don't have triggers at all. I decided not to use that. So binding is only if it's a maneuver, initiation time, and duration is only if it is an initiator. Other than that, it would just have the effect. I have considered re-adding some fluff descriptions. I'm not sure yet. We will figure that out. Yeah. I'm gonna have to move the chat over to the side there. But this is what I was considering. These were just placeholders because I didn't know if I wanted to do something like this. I can put it in the actual like formatting of it afterwards as a text container bit. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it to this side. So this is my like junk page to sort of like show you how things are formatted, or show me how things are formatted, so that I can like refer to it as I go. So for an ability, it's going to have one of the 4 symbols up in the upper right corner. So it's going to have these ones. So it's going to have action, enabler, initiator, and maneuver. Sorry. And I'll have any tags. So if it has like a cost to it or whatever. And then the description of the abilities and stuff like that. Now this is just for the playtest. I don't know if this is the final format I'm going with for the book. We'll see. I tend to change my mind on that stuff, like way too much. But we'll see. But I think this would look pretty good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do in the formatting. I think I'm okay at the moment. The beauty is in Affinity Publisher, as you create the book and like you create each chapter in like separate files and stuff. One of them is designated as like the source for all of the stylings. So as you can see, like the stylings that I have on the side here, as I update these and change them and stuff, I can sync it across all of the chapters of the book. But you don't have to write it. So you don't have to like lay out the entire book all at the same time. Cause that would be silly. Yeah. Ooh. Who'd have thought running off of only 2.5 hours of sleep would make me tired? So this is what I'm thinking for the playtest. Try to keep it fairly easy to read. I like the new fonts that I'm using. So the core font is Space Grotesque. And then the titling font is Technor. I went originally with Void Home. I was going with more like a grungy horror text, but I decided to go with something a little bit more sci-fi instead. Partly because it's just easier to read. And I think that ease of readability is kind of a big deal for me. I want it to be like very easy to get into and stuff. So, yeah. And then obviously this will be the blank page templates, and then this is what it'll look like just as we have to fill it out. But yeah, this is what I got so far. I've got a couple of random tables here just to like make it easier if I just want to copy and paste the tables over instead of like making sure it's a new one and it's formatted properly and stuff like that. And so I've got like a D20 table here that I can always cut out because it's on like, except for when I have a percentile table, I won't really need anything bigger because it's D20s, the max. I can just cut it out and be like, if it's a D10, then I just cut out half of them. D6, I just cut out all but the 6. And then, of course, a D66 table, because I do have some instances in the book where I do have a D66 table. Now, I've done the smart thing for myself, and I've created this as 2 separate tables, technically. So that when I snap them together, or I can bring it down and I can like snap it underneath, just getting rid of this bit if I really wanted to, so that I could like attach them together. Basically like make it like a Lego brick so that it's really easy to reconfigure it as I need, depending on how much is in that particular thing. Because if we look, window capture, we go back to here for a minute. And if we look at things like, for example, I don't know how much longer I'm streaming. I'm tired. I didn't put that over to the other thing yet. I forgot the work in progress assistant one where people are helping to edit. I don't have everything moved over there yet. For a reason. Or do I? Exploring the Void. Was it in here? It was in here. I forgot. I simplified it. Here we are. Forging worlds, making your own world plates. So like these are D66 tables, for example. As we use the Cater system for creating world plates from scratch. If you just want to roll because I love tables. Who doesn't love tables? I love tables. So it's the cater system, which is complications, areas, things, environment, and residence. So there's a table for each, which with a D66 worth of shit. Actually, the environment is a whole bunch of little tables because you're figuring out the width of the world plate, the atmosphere, temperature, gravity, terrain, native life, and special. And then you got your residents and all that good stuff. So good shit. In this section, I also have a whole bunch of, these are like basically events. There's a whole bunch of sway events, aka intrusions. Because, I mean, who doesn't like more tables? So, yeah. But there are times when we're going to want to use those things. I'm getting messaged up the wazoo here. Okay. All right. I don't know why it refreshed my restream chat. Why it refresh? It's not doing the thing where like there's chatting happening and I don't know what's happening, right? Maybe. I gotta look now. Have people... That was a little annoying earlier when that happened. I'm like, people are chatting. Didn't even know it. Didn't even show up on the stream. Nothing. Don't know why. Okay. There actually have been some things in some of the different chats that aren't showing up. Restream, why are you doing this to me? Anywho. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Oh, whatever. Anywho, I was going to do more today, but I'm tired. And a 2.5 hour stream is, I think, all I've got in me. I think that's about it. I think I'm pretty much done for the day. Yeah. Thank you everyone that joined me for the stream today. I am glad that we have knocked out that final bit, gone through those final abilities, and now I can start slapping this into a playtest and we can drop it. We can drop what is going to be basically the final playtest, because I'm gonna like all the editing and then the final last few things I have to add, like some more vehicles and a few more ciphers and artifacts and whatnot. They don't really need to be in the final playtest. They'll be in the final book. They'll be edited and stuff, but they don't need to be in the final playtest. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be the final playtest. We are ready for it. My body is ready for it. Is yours? So yeah, but my body also needs sleep because I'm so fucking tired right now. So that is it for today. I don't think there's anything else I need to make as far as announcements are concerned. I do have, the usual stuff going on. Obviously check out my drive-through. I've got a couple books on there you might want to check out. Check out more of this channel, of course, all that good stuff. My usuals. I think that's about it. I'm just gonna go lay down. So as always, stay healthy, stay safe, and